Cool, right? Want to know where I got it?
What?
Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Case. Big update and new features in the case battles. Updated and convenient interface with new options. Up to 4 users can participate in one battle now. Create and customize your battles, any number and any type of cases. Choose the number of participants and invite your friends with a unique link. Watch the best drop and win everything. Don't miss epic battles on Hellcase.
Hey guys, what's up? Okay, we're jumping into the game, so that makes my life a lot easier. We're just looking at Lennon there. He's over in the Russian studio covering this game. My name is Mitch. I'll be taking you through the action for today. We've got Heroic taking on Prosto to start us off, and then we'll be jumping into a second game, which is Tricked versus Sprout, which I think will probably be a little bit more one-sided than this game, perhaps. As I say that, though, this should definitely favor Heroic. They look like the stronger team overall. We're actually into the pistol round, I've just noticed, so let's take a little looky at what's happening. Prosto on the terrorist side of Overpass. Now this, let me double check. It's their pick. Yep, they picked it yesterday as well, so that makes sense. Then we'll be jumping on into Nuke after this. Not a surprise that the Danish team is picking Nuke and then Dust 2 as a finale if we need it. Starting it out, S-Attack manages to hold down the B site. Observer drunk. We missed the second kill, but it's still Prosto with a 3-man disadvantage, and no matter how you want to look at that, no matter how the kills were found, that's going to be a pretty convincing situation for Heroic. They've got the range to play with. USB from Snappy, flank coming in as well. It was all too clean. They don't lose a single player in the pistol round. And 2-2Ks, S-Attack and Stown. And just in case you're wondering, the 4th player down on the left-hand side, most people pronounce him Stavin. I've been told his name is pronounced Stown by a lot of Heroic fans a couple months back, so I just kind of roll with it. I believe that's the Danish pronunciation of it. So, we'll stick with it. For Prosto, they come in pretty much at a significant disadvantage. Now, they won their game yesterday, and they looked really good doing it. And I want to say on the CT side, they're a way stronger team than I expected. Having seen these guys a couple months back, and then having a bit of a hiatus from their games, it was very surprising to me to see the kind of performance they were putting up. Really, really nicely handled from a team cohesion perspective. But Heroic are just a stronger team. They've got way more experience. They obviously destroyed over at V4. You've got Cadian jumping in there. Now, yes, he hasn't been doing incredibly from time to time, but he's a consistent player, and taking the AWP for this team, we've seen him do quite a bit with it. I'm not feeling too confident for Prosto. The one thing you can look to is maybe a lack of leadership from Heroic. You know, they've got a new player in, they've lost Blame F, so there's going to be some difficulties there, I suppose. You can see Prosto just got shredded into this, and it's expected. They don't have anything to work with, coming in with a very, very light buy, as it's all about this one here. It's all about the full buy. This is where things get interesting. Now let's see this replay. Look at the eco frags from Snappy. Boop. Now we're into the fun times. With a pause coming through for the CT side, what a time to call a pause. They've just won 2 rounds in a row, as clean as can be. And then they decide, you know what, we need to take a little bit of a timeout because we lost Cadian. You know, we lost one player. So it's time to Call a pause. Let's take a look at how they've performed in general on Overpass. It's not an amazing map for Heroic. Definitely win rate-wise better for Prosto, but they are playing against weaker teams. I mean, we've seen Heroic overcome Smash here. They've taken a very close game against Mouse Sports. They did get 16-0'd by Gamer Legion, and that was just a weird game. Gamer Legion 16-0'd 2 teams in the European Champions Cup. I don't know what was happening there. There was just no way to explain it. Losing to Hapaleno, beating Spirit on the 13th of September, so that would have been with Magix and Mur. That would have been when Magix and Mur just started, so you can forgive a 16-5 loss. Whereas the teams that, Prosto are playing are Unique, Simon, they've played Forza, but then Espada, Movistar, Windigo, Havu, and then a load of Russian teams. New Balls, Warthogs, Gambit Youngsters, Unique. There's some good teams mixed in there, but a lot of the wins are versus these weaker teams, and they even lost to Espada 16-13. Which I believe is the team that Smash scouted, their new guy, what's his name? Madden from, that's the one. Into the buy round anyways, we're a little bit too caught up talking about the lineups as Dimasic goes through the Molotov. That's a beautifully placed molly. Pushes him out of position, there's nothing he can do. Everyone else is already dead towards the B site, so no trades. It's a 2-man advantage that they definitely needed considering the HP on Stown and Snappy. Cadian's still in a very aggressive position, and he keeps on going as well, pushing oh, he's been spotted, that timing. Waylander gets a free kill here, and that was under the full HP Cadian. Into a 2 versus 3 with Stown and Snappy so low. This could really get out of control if Heroic aren't careful. Bomb going to be picked up, and we'll see World Edit making his way towards the B bomb side. I mean, these are 2 very competent players to have in this kind of situation to pull it back. World Edit goes through the smoke again. The timing works out. Prosto catch another frag. There's nothing Heroic can do about it. 2 players that have not made terrible plays, but just because of the timing that's in play, getting torn apart. World Edit sitting in with a Krieg. Oh, he hears the player drop down. He's ready for the peek. Doesn't find the kill though, and Waylander's flashed. That is so unfortunate. I think it was his own flashbang as well. Oh, it's not what you like to see. Defuse to come through. And look, Heroic win the round, but Prosto had such a good chance. Actually contemplating, I don't think it was his flash, was it? It was Esatag had thrown the flash up and over and it caught him on the right side. I just saw the grenade line because he threw a nade out, which I presume was a smoke. I mean, the position that Prosto are in right now isn't terrible. With the bomb plant, they get a full buyout, and they've only lost the pistol in the first buy. With the fact that they're able to, obviously, get another set of rifles out. And it's very early half on the T side. You can definitely forgive them for where they're at right now. Being the underdogs in the series as well, there's not a lot of pressure on their shoulders. Obviously, Heroic have now got to prove after V4 that they're going to be a consistent enough team when it comes to these events, and it wasn't just a one-off, because a lot of people were very quick to say it was just luck and all that sort of stuff, as the brackets were so messed up at V4. Not the brackets, but like how everything came down. Like, you got the final you just were not expecting. And they also did that while they were playing European Champions Cup, so more that, they're playing an online tournament and a LAN at the same time, and they were doing well on both of them. It's pretty impressive in and of itself. You got a slower round evolving, but you can see the Prosto want to take things over towards the B side. They're heavily stacked up outside of it. Resmoke goes down to Monster. Prosto with the time that's in play. They decide to flash over and just rush through it. A kill going to be found, but Waylander pulls it all the way back for the T side. Snappy's going to quickly dispatch with him, but the trade is there. Beautifully played by Prosto. They're into a 3 versus 2. And that is not the kind of round you want to have unfolding if you're Heroic. They had the positions, they had the kills, but Waylander pulling it back and then getting traded. Pivotal player in that round for sure, and the retake for Heroic isn't looking too fantastic with the bomb planted. Flash goes out. Esatag's not able to catch anybody. Cadian's miles away! Esatag, what is that? He takes 2 on the Krieg, and it's all down to Dimasic. He's got to pull off a 1v2. Cadian's coming in now to help out. He says, you know what? We can actually win this round. AK going to be picked up. Dimisic hiding, though. The time is so low. Molotov doesn't force him out of position. It goes down towards the bottom of the ramp. Dimisic can find this now. He just needs to stop the defuse. He does it. Tucks in. That's the round done. And Cadian's got to get out of there. His op might be retrievable down towards Monster. He's just going for the Krieg instead, by the looks of it. Oh, my days. I mean, of all the plays, we have Waylander picking up a double, but then S-Attack. Look at that spray transfer with a Krieg. That is just filthy. Despite the big plays made, though, you're still going to see Heroic having weaker weapons. They've got a Deagle and an MP9. Not the best of weapons to be working with. Nice deep nade. That doesn't do too much to you, Kindar. He's been quiet so far. Oh, unlucky. Cadian walks out into a firing squad along. What is that noise? What in the world was that noise up top? It sounded like we were underwater in the sky. Never heard that before. For ProStar, I mean, I really like what they're doing. They've used the utility. They've already taken control up on A, shown so many players. Then they show one more just to confirm, you know, we're still here. And then B gets hit. They've dragged full rotations. Heroic, to be honest, should just go for a save. With S-Attack finding that kill, this should be... I would be very surprised if it's not going to be a save. Okay, they're committing towards it. ProStar still haven't planted the bomb, so it's fair enough. I'd assume they would already have control towards the site, but actually there was a player rotated in through heaven, bringing it into a 3v3. It's worth going for now. This is very winnable for them. Borup able to get one, but the spray transfer doesn't work. Dimisic falls to down, leaving Yakindar all alone. He's got control on short, but the bomb is planted, and he's got to try and deny that. This isn't going to be easy. At least the utility isn't there for Heroic. They can't smoke him off. They can't Molotov him out. But Yakindar only has the Deagle to work with. He's going in for the shots, finds one, but the flank is coming through. All they have to do is distract on the site. Stown actually just finds the kill. And if he didn't, S-Attack would have been there to trade out either way. The defuse goes all the way in. 4-1. And again, it's Heroic favored in this series. They look like the stronger team overall, but we've had some big plays coming through from Prosto, some nice rounds, and it's often relied on these clutches to come through. Which isn't where you want to be if you're the favored team. You want to be winning out convincingly and not in these kind of one-off situations. You're hearing a stampede towards the B site. But it's not going to be full commitment. They want to get control over short, but the molly is there. Nothing happening on the back of it, though. Like, you have the Molotov down on short, but the door being completely wide open, it just stops them from really going for anything on short. They decide to jump spot it instead. Or jump spotting into the door to see if anybody's coming through con. No one there. It gives a little bit of information towards the A players to go down and get that little bit more aggressive. They eventually decide to back off, but they've left Cadian up in playground. He's about to be spotted out by Yakindar. It does cost him his life. That information isn't going to be reactive. There's no one else around there to help out. And Prosto very spread out with a man disadvantage to work with. They've only got the pistols for the most part as well. Waylander is the main focus of the round. Investing onto him with the Krieg makes sense here because they're only going to suffer a small bit by having one player on a weaker weapon in the next, and it gives them a really good chance of finding some opening duels. But as you can see, it's just not going well. Waylander's not been offered up any fights just yet. Now moving in towards A long to see if he can spot someone on the site. With the scope, this is going to be one of the best positions for him to hold. Backing off and coming towards short. Cadian spots one. There's Nickel back down. Krieg firing away. Lights up Cadian, so he'll back off towards Bank. There's the fight from S-Attack. Great shots. The wall bang through that little angle. There's now 19 HP. Waylander's just going to be backing off. Saving this weapon might be possible, though. It's so little time. And S-Attack takes the double spray to finish it off. Good world edit with 2 kills, though. And that's a really, really huge set of frags to find. Look at Heroic's buy into this, they have to reinvest onto Cadian and Borup, and that's going to hurt them. It's going to keep their economy nice and low. Make sure that, you know, they're kept honest, they're kept in a position where if Prosto do find a round, that they'll probably force Heroic onto an eco right afterwards, because they'll have no loss bonus to work with. There's the Deagle coming out on Heroic as well. It was Waylander that took the weaker weapon, or that took the Krieg last round, so now he's got the weaker weapon to work with. S-Attack boosted up on top here is quite a lot of information to be gained. But for Prosto, you can see they're playing a slower game. Nice and chill. Looking for connector control, then splitting towards A later on. They've also got a somewhat of shorts. If they can drag rotations up, that would be amazing. This could work out very well for them late round. But Snappy, he's going to be caught backing off. No, his teammates are there in toilets to help him out. And he even goes so far as to find a second. Nickelback, the player that was left lurking towards B to catch the rotations up through connector. Well, he'll be able to catch one on B at least, but I think the hope was that they'd already have the A site by the time that happened. With Snappy and Cadian's HP as well. Look at that, 5 and 8. If only that was one of them there. Nade would have gotten a kill for sure. "35 seconds. Like, Nickelback has to do something. You don't want to be killed after time. So just pushing it to try and find some duels. Stound's taken down. If he can get this bomb, he can win the round. Like, you've got the flash down here at 9 HP. Now that makes it much harder to do. Snappy and Cadian both still one hit. 14 seconds. I mean, there's no chance he gets the bomb and plants it now. So it's all about finding kills and saving, or just dying straight away. Because, again, if he just tucks in the spawn there, he could probably make it until the clock runs out, but they're just going to rush him after and try and take the weapon out of his hands, so he gets no money for this round. Six to 1. I still don't want to say that it's been I don't want to say that it's been entirely dominant by Heroic. They're still great. Oh my god, no. Oh, the Molotov takes 2. Down. Fair enough, man. From the grave, he gets a double. He lit them up so much through the smoke as well, like full blind spamming, but they spread out perfectly either side of the spray. But yeah, I don't want to say it's been dominant from Heroic so far. There's been a lot of opportunities for Prosto to close out rounds, and Heroic have had to clutch it out quite a bit. But those last 2 rounds now, we're looking a little bit better. Prosto struggling to get up on the board. Their buy here shouldn't be fantastic. Again, I'm expecting just a few pistols and armor to come out with a bit of utility. Just take a look at what they've got. Okay, we've got 2 upgraded rifles with everybody else just on pistols. It's not the best of buys, but if they can get a bit of damage in again, they'll keep that CT economy low. Really, they're hoping to find the wins here. From this point forward, they don't want to allow Heroic to walk away with the half. Excuse me. It's not a great start for them. Cadian and Stound both pick up frags. Stound going out for more on the back of the flashbang. Really nicely connected. And elsewhere, Waylander fell, so it's all world edit. He's 1 versus 5 with a Deagle. And his chances are fairly low. And if he can just find himself a little bit of damage, you don't want to allow all 5 CTs to survive into the next round. That would have their bank accounts recovering significantly. Up close, he's got a chance. Oh no. S-Attack spots him as the smoke dissipates and just deletes him. And look at the money now. They're investing, because they used barely any utility in that last round. It was like a couple flashes. So they're left with a lot of cash. The biggest investment is $900 on Cadian. Everybody has kits, except S-Attack, but it doesn't really matter at that point. S-Attack's 13 for 2 as well. What the hell? And if they lose this round, they can instantly buy up. So So this is it for Prosto. They need to make it work. They've already been chipped down by the nades early on. Oh, the missed shot by Katie, and that's going to cost him. Yakindar finds the frag and opens up the B site completely. They have all the control. Katie was solo B with a player pushed up on A long and too aggressive in toilets with connector control. They were gambling that it wouldn't be a hit towards B, but that is just heartbreaking. Even Waylander on the flank, on the lurk catches one. Although Snappy trades it back, this is getting worse by the second. In there with another kill. It's a 4v2, and this has to be a save now from the CT side. They've got cash for the next round, but I highly doubt that they want to go for this. Yeah, successful save for sure. They won't be touched by the bomb or by any of the exiting T's. But a really well executed round for Prosto. Unfortunate for Heroic that they leave one player down towards the B site and that's where Prosto decide to hit. But it's not like they've been going light on B. They have been switching it up quite a bit, so I'm surprised that they decide to... I mean, I guess aggressive A control isn't a bad idea, but when you're committing 4 players towards it, Cadian has to be winning that B-side fight early on. If he loses that, the round's over immediately. And then they obviously add insult to injury by having a lurk in position. The Waylander's been doing fairly decently on lurking up towards A. It seems to be Nickelback that lurks if they're heading to B. Waylander here's a step up close. He now knows there's a player in towards Playground. This could be really dangerous. I think that's S-Attack that's in there. They're just standing off against each other as Yakindar finds Snappy down towards the B side. The aggressive control isn't working at all. Prosto come through with another frag. Borup lit down to 13 HP. And this is just terrible. Heroic trying to play the early fights aggressively, and you can see exactly how that's turning out for them. Canadian on the AWP alongside Stown are the only players that have got full health to work with. Cadian again solo up towards the A site. There is a fast rotation for him, but he has to be finding it in toilets. You can see they're starting to rotate over towards him as well. This really feels like a one and done position from him. Like, okay, Borup's starting to rotate up, but Cadian's still in toilets. I mean, without support here, if no one's able to throw a flash in to help you out, now luckily Borup's here to do that. Cadian needs to find a shot and fade out so quickly. There's no smokes to get him out of there. He sees one and spots him, takes him down, looks for Yakindar, flashes in there to help, and that's just devastating. The other players have already rotated up, but you're giving away your AWP for free. Borup lands a kill. Okay, this is getting a little bit better for Heroic. Prosto have got the bomb, and they can plant it down. Borup's head gets ripped off. They have no idea Stown's around this angle, though. Absolutely no clue to work with. He's watching for someone getting aggressive, but doesn't spot them just yet, and then his feet are spotted under the truck. But he finds one. Potential for a little bit more is there. They're both towards short, though. This is a nice setup. They can trade out so easily. Double peek him on the bomb. Flash goes through. Head peek, but the shots aren't there from Stown. Really well positioned, though. You can see when he touched the bomb, he moved off to the right, knowing that if he stood near the bomb, he'd be double peeked. But at that point, although they both peek at the same time, only one of them can see him. So really isolating the fights, but just not able to walk away with the win, unfortunately. That's twice now Cadian has been the only player towards the bomb site, and he's been playing super aggressive. You saw the short push that they had the round before, and then right there, aggressively in toilets. Not a position a lot of players can make work if they're alone. Especially against Prosto, who we have seen have been playing really well. They have great spacing, their ability to trade, and it gets worse when they go to the CT side even. That's when they start to look a lot better. And because they're playing those, excuse me, they're playing really, really nice crossfires. They win a lot of the opening duels that they went for, at least in their last match they did. That will be slightly different against Heroic. It's a different caliber of opponent, but still. An opening duel again goes their way, and Prosto have been successfully closing these out a lot of the time. Different setup from Heroic, though. Cadian's still aggressive in the toilets, but he's got Snappy to help him out. Now he's looking for the longer range fight. Oh, the hay fever's not been good to me today. Everybody just waiting for the other team to make a move. Borup Starting to get a little bit antsy. Itchy feet. He wants to go forward with the SMG in hand. And he can instantly pincer up behind them as well. This is another huge issue. Gideon finds one, AWP in hand. He's backing off, looking for long. There's Borup up behind. Now you've got Snappy to do a little bit as well on the M4, and he finds it as well. Beautifully set up, beautifully played. Molotov ticks down at Waylander, so they know exactly where he is. That's the kind of setup I was looking for from Heroic. It works out perfectly for them. Cadian. Oh no, it's not Cadian. Sorry, it's down on the B site with the AWP. He's taking the secondary op. Shots for. Oh no, Borup doesn't find that. Dimisic just deletes him there. Takes his head clean off. So we're over 4 versus 3. You've got Prosto obviously having their a weaker T side so far. They really want to be closing this out on a 9-6. They want 6 rounds on the board. They feel okay about how things are going. For Heroic with a man disadvantage, it's hard to work with, but that double op setup could be really, really dangerous for Prosto to push into. Don't know where's the B side. Snappy's alone, so he tries to get aggressive and get a little bit of information. Not spotting anybody out just yet. It's going to be a very hard fight for him to win. Yeah, Dimisic has the superior angle there. Not to mention the timing. And a 1v4 for Cadian. I'm not feeling too good about that. Now the bomb's going to A as well. I think he'll just go for a save. The money isn't great. Prosto with the shock and all, it works out. Cadian, as expected, just going to be saving. The Heroic have got no pressure on their shoulders. Like, they've already got decent rounds on the CT side. If they end up losing, or if they end up closing the half out 9-6, that's fine. But again, Prosto have been very, very strong when it comes to their CT side, so I'm not sure how to feel about Heroic moving into that. With Cadian unsuccessfully saving the AWP, this should be a 5th round given over to Prosto. As an Eco is almost certainly going to come through. A force buy at this point would pretty much throw away the half. But I guess this is the question. Do you want to gamble? Do you want to take the gamble for the 2 rounds, or do you want to play it safe and just fight for 1? Yeah, they're going to be ecoing over. 2 tasers in place. Sorry, I respect that from Stan. He just comes surfing down with the with the Zeus in hand. He really wanted to find it. That would have been beautiful. It's an angel of death. Gliding through the sky, zapping everybody. See the CT's just chilling behind the wall. Gonna go for the triple boost. Up, and a kill would be nice to find, but it's not happening at all for them. Kindar just about survives. Zeus still in play for Cadian. Where is he sitting with that? He's down towards connector. Dimisic's tucked in, though. He's gonna catch him from behind. Or maybe not, but doesn't find the kill either way. Alrighty. Sorry, came down with a little bit of a cold. So it's the final round here. We're looking at Heroic on 9 rounds. They would really like another, but it will be fine for them if they manage to just take it to double digit, or to just leave it on 9. If they don't manage to take it to double digits. You can see a double stack towards Connector. S attack falls. Cadian's pretty much screwed at this point. Orb's been able to help out a little bit. Cadian able to back off, and Snappy's up behind them. They've ran right past him inside the smoke. They're not checking it at all. Borup just needs to play a little bit safe, a little bit slow. Snappy coming around, and there it is. Oh, it's not a free kill. Waylander's 5 HP. He should be dead. If Snappy dies to this now, that would be embarrassing. Borup comes in to clean up Snappy's mess, even upgrades to an AK in the process. The B side is under threat. Oh, but it's not. The bomb is on A. That's so sad now for Prosto. The fact that Nickelback can at least come up on a flank. But really, World Edit needs to make some noise, or they're going to start to rotate down and check the B side. At which point, Nickelback won't be... Oh, they're suspecting a player to be around there. That's really well read by Heroic. World Edit rushes to the site. He's got the bomb. He can go for a plant. He's made so much noise. But he's conscious of a player maybe being towards short. At this point, they've heard him. They know where he is. They're rotating up. Nice shot by World. Bomb going to be planted. He's conscious again of a player being towards short or someone rushing him down to stop the plant. They were happy to concede it at that point because KDM was coming down behind on long. That's going to be 10-5. Heroic find the half and double digits in it. It was a strong start for them, so maybe not ideal that they give 5 rounds to Prosto. But I think overall they're going to be very happy with how things have panned out. We talked about Prosto's CT side, and now it's about to get tested. You also got to remember this is their map pick, and they're about to come up against Heroic on Nuke. That's not a map that a lot of teams want to play against a Danish team, especially not Heroic in current form. They've only lost it once, and that was to Tricked, another Danish team. Yeah, the only weakness of a Danish team on Nuke is another Danish team, really. They've beaten Big, Namiga, Smash, Forza, and Windigo. With the exception of Windigo, all the others were consecutively as well. Moobot, can you actually relax? I'm gonna get you there. Hold on. Hold on, Miko. Yeah, Moobot's just not enjoying anything with numbers in it. It thinks it's a spoiler, unfortunately. It's gone rogue. God damn it, Mika. God damn it. So, we're having a nice slow pistol round at least, so I can keep on banning people. We're all good. Prosto holding down towards the B bomb site are about to be tested. They've got Nickelback and Waylander there. Oh yeah, so this is the same setup that they had when we're talking about the last time we saw them play here in Overpass. Flash goes down, Waylander's not able to find anything on the back of it, but he does spot them all out. About 40 seconds left, they're going to be committing towards this site. Shots landed by the CT side, and a really nice advantage starting to brew for them. Heroic finding it hard to really get any access in towards this, and they eventually back off, deciding late to split through short. This has caused Prosto to fully rotate down. They've got 5 players in position. This is not ideal. Cadian picks up 1 at least, but they've so much more work to be done here with the Glocks. World Edit picks up another. Snappy's gone, and it's all down to Cadian. An ace needed with the Glock. In 15 seconds, he has to have that bomb planted, and it's just not going to happen. He's bailing out. No, he's not. He's got to push forward, really. You don't want to die after time. Eventually, he falls. That's going to be 10-6. Prosto picking up the pistol round. That's a good start for them. Really a necessary start at that point with only 5 rounds on the board. You need that pistol, but you also need this one. We could see Heroic force buy up, but they didn't get a plan, so I imagine it will just be the eco and they'll fight for the 18th round. No, they're going to force buy. Okay, this is very aggressive economy management from them. Kindar is in a bit of danger. 2 Deagles down there. That's going to be easy pickings for the T side. Nade going through. That's nice from Nickel. Oh, it's below the stairs. Never mind. Actually make it up and they're happy enough. Happy as Larry. So Prosto lose a player. World Edit decided to go on the USP. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because he wants an AWP and desperately hoping they win this round so he can pull that out immediately. It's easier said than done, though. Shots not being hit by Dimasic. He's being grouped up on. World Edit's here with the USP. I mean, what's he going to be able to do? He had 2 flashes, but wasn't there in time. Headshots found on a Snappy. Okay, we're into a 3 versus 3, but low HP on S-Attack as well. S-Attack, why are you leading the charge? Why? Okay, he finds it with the Deagle. Taken down now into a 2 versus 3. Heroic grouped up. Again, S-Attack is super low, though, so Waylander can find him quite easily, and the spray transfer is not there. Stown falls. S-Attack gets the trade. And Prosto only have Nickelback left alive, but again, check the HPs. If Borup falls, the spray onto S-Attack will be so easy to find. S-Attack's actually leading the charge. Oh my god, the timing for Nickelback. All he needed was 1 bullet into the small toe of S-Attack, and he's not able to hit it. He turns his back to check towards the spawn, and immediately he's dropped. God damn. That's 11-6. Heroic pulling off the super aggressive second round force buy after losing the pistol. Now Prosto are on the back foot. They've decided to take a force of their own with a scout on World Edit. That's thanks to the extra cash he saved over playing on the USP. Oh, and they actually find one aggressing down towards short on B. Heroic lose a player. No trades possible. If Stown was there, if they had waited just another 2 or 3 seconds to make that push happen, Stown would have been able to open the door and support. But he hadn't fully cleared out connector yet, so it just wasn't possible. Now we swing into 11-6 with a man advantage for Prosto on the force buy. It's a game of forces by the looks of it. Heroic decide to rotate over towards A. They're taking long control as we speak. With Prosto returning some of their own towards short. They've got Dimasic up aggressively with the CZ. The thing about this is you want to force a lot of close range fights when you've got these, like the CZ, the MP9. But then you've also got long-range capability with the likes of the Deagles and indeed the Scout in play. You think about it, anybody that World Edit hits is marked. It's like Warwick in League of Legends, if any of you play League. I barely understand what his ability is, but I think the reference makes sense. As soon as they're lit to 30 HP, that's going to be an immediate cause of panic for anybody. Okay, first of all, S-Attack is 1 hit. Cadian's very close to it. And then if you hit Snappy or Stown with that Scout, any of the remaining players will be able to shred them with the pistols or the MP9. CZ aggression from Dimma doesn't land a whole lot. S-Attack gets 1 hit by the Scout. Like we said, he was 50 HP, so easily picked up. Kindar playing inside the Molotov, but the headshots there, they were still checking it, even despite the Molotov just fading. Shot not hit with the Scout, brings it into a 3 versus 2. Prosto getting aggressive here. Nickelback's not able to find it. And Waylander on the flank. He's not being spotted out, but he finds a kill. That gives away his position. A 1v2. Excuse me, a 1v2 with very little information. He knows he was a player up close on short. Cadian's going to be checked here, but the shots are not landed, unfortunately. That's Heroic picking up 12-6, closing in on the victory on the map pick of Prosto, and you can see the match winner, that's for the best of 3, is heavily favored towards Heroic, as expected. I mean, we saw some great signs of life yesterday, or the day before, from Prosto. That's no secret, but again, we said coming into this, it's all about the level that you're playing against. And Prosto beating Simon 2-0 and doing so relatively convincingly doesn't really fill us with a lot of hope when it comes to Heroic that it's going to be a different story. And this is exactly why. Kindar boosted up with the USP in hand. He catches a head, but not the shot, and the spam is there on the nickel. I mean, it's where you're trying to make these 1% plays, right? It's not even like it's a fairly decent boost up. Dimma up behind, opens the door, they turn around and realize instantly someone's in their house that they don't want to be there. Waylander, is he going to be spotted? Oh, he's not! What does he do from here? Is he waiting for a bomb plant? He's going for a knife. No, he's not. Oh, he's so scared. Coming up behind, though. Knife out. Yes, he gets it. He's picked up a rifle as well. Bomb still not planted. Turns around towards Monster, but not going to be finding it. Even still, though, he got the knife in, and that's put a smile on my face. In a position like that, you're so worried about someone coming up behind you, right? Like, you pull out your knife, and then someone peeks. Or even, like, you're just waiting for the right opportunity, but sometimes, at the most random of times, they'll turn around and look straight at you. Heroic, are they Danish or Russian? They're starting to go towards B very, very quickly indeed. Nickelback's able to pick, I was going to say able to pick up one, but never mind. Taken down immediately. Yakindar at least trades out and finds a third on the board. Yakindar, what are you doing, man? Waylander, oh, he'd gone undetected again, but fails to find the damage. Even going so far as to use his rifle instead of his knife this time. So we're into a 1 versus 2. Snappy's all alone. He knows where one player is, but the second wasn't even spotted out, and that's going to cause a lot of problems. He has to be so conscious of short of Monster. If he knew where the second player was, this would be much more winnable, but odds are he's going to be caught completely by surprise. Sees one towards heaven, finds the headshot, but again, no info on where World Edit is. The bomb is not really retrievable down in the open. And Snappy crossing out here should be caught by the AWP. Wait, what is World Edit holding? Do they know the bomb's down there, right? Oh, Snappy, don't do it. Goes up towards the A side. He wanted to rotate through. He was so conscious that someone could have come down through connector or rotated all the way around by pushing A long. He just didn't suspect the second player in CT. This is what I was saying. If he had the information that there was a player there, he actually would have, I'm pretty confident he would have won that fight. But because they only spotted one player down towards CT, they start to think, okay, the other guy's flanking. World Edit plays the patience game. He spots them eventually, but decides it's too late. He doesn't want to re-peek it and just backs off. Yakindar was trying to get aggressive control towards water, but that hasn't worked out. He's not able to get a whole lot done. Rogue with the man advantage to play with have taken it very, very slowly afterwards. Bomb starting to move down towards the B bomb site. Rosto have heavily stacked down here. 3 players, considering that's 75% of their team. That's a relatively heavy B hold. Waylander backing off. Oh, Prosto. They think that they've cleared it because they got aggressive. They're starting to move up towards A. But Heroic were just in the perfect positions. I think they even heard a lot of the steps as they moved back towards the site. They don't know they're up on A, but they're about to find out. Walking out on a completely open bomb site. Molotov on A. They know for sure there's at least one player up there. Prosto expending all of their utility, imagining that the T's are about to come in through the toilets, but it's just not the case. They thought they had the read, and man, oh man, they have suffered because of it. Now they're going to attempt to save these weapons, but Esatag is even up here lurking around. He'll catch one, but it's the SMG removed. They're not too worried about it as long as they can save these other 2 weapons. But Esatag is hungry. He's starting to push up. Stown is behind him. Is he going to wait for his teammate? It looks like he's just going to make the play straight through the smoke, holding the angle, waiting for his teammates to set up. They're starting to claim short control. The round is 100% Heroics. The answer, or the question is, are Prosto going to be able to save these weapons forward? Do they expect S-Attack to be this close? No way. World Edit's not even thinking about it. He finds one. S-Attack should be able to trade, but he's not there in time. This is going to cause problems. He'd already stepped up close. One frag found. World Edit's double peaked. And that's a little bit awkward. 14-7. And just a bad call there to leave the B bomb site. It was a gamble. After they'd gotten aggressive and spotted nobody, down towards Monster and indeed Short, they figured, okay, you know what? This is actually completely clear. But it's okay. With 14-7, there's still a chance for Prosto. They can come back into it. I believe. No, I think Heroic have done more than enough to take this over the line. It would have to be a huge whiff, considering the fact that Prosto have made what I'm very surprised to see from them, a very weak buy into this. They generally play much more aggressive, especially faced with the fact that they might potentially have to play a flawless half. It's provided they lose this, which they really should. You can see they definitely will. So they're going to fight from 15-7 all the way back. They've made that choice. They know they have by taking this buy, by not fully investing. A lot of the time I would say it's the right call. But they're so far behind. Fighting for overtime. It's one last full buy that they get through. They're not even going to see an AWP. With World Edit being their strongest player right now, taking the AWP out of rotation is obviously going to hurt them a little bit. And the issue with push down towards B. Okay, no, actually, hold on. You've only got 2 players here at the moment. Flashbang goes through. Nickelback's going to try to catch them. He's not going to land anything. Waylander's caught in the open. And we talked about their setups on B. We talked about how impressive they are, but Prosto just didn't get time to do anything there. They didn't get time to look for the opening duels and then set up in their crossfires because Heroic just W-keyed them plus forward all the way. That was the strategy, and it has absolutely worked. Molotov goes down to stop World Edit making any moves, and he can't even go through it if he wanted to. He's 13 HP. Dimasic's the pivotal player in this clutch. And the retake. Cadian coming around with the AWP. He'll catch World Edit. No problems there. Dimasic left alone. 1v4. This would be a huge clutch and certainly help them out in their road for overtime. No way he's going to be saving at this point. It's the last round if they lose it. Just inching forward, waiting for that smoke to dissipate. Doesn't spot anybody. Borup up close. There's no time at this point, though. It's all faded away, and that's going to be the end of that. We come to a conclusion 16-7 with 24 kills for S-Attack. And I mean, just think about that spray down he had over on the B-bomb side, CT side. It was incredible with the Krieg. I think that's going to be one of my highlights for the week. We're going to throw things over to a break, though, guys. That is the end of the action for now. It's time to throw it over to map 2. In just a couple of minutes, we'll be going into Nuke Heroics map pick, and one where they look a lot better. There's Lennon on your screens, the Russian commentator, and if you do fancy catching the Russian commentary, all you got to do is change the title up the top. Instead of CS_EN, change it to ORU, and you'll be on your way. For now, though, from the English channel, my name is Mitch. I hope you've had a fantastic time, and I'll catch you in just a little bit.